Pepperpot. P-E-P-E-R-pot. A dish older than the country of Guyana, Guyana itself. From the rivers and the rainforest of the northern shoulder of South America, where the first peoples of this coast learned to take a poison root and coax from it a pot of meat that could stay alive for years. A stew as dark as the deep water. A stew that only grows richer the longer the night goes on. Long before there was ice in this land, there was cassareep. Cassareep. A thick black syrup, boiled slowly down from the juice of the cassava root. It is the one thing that makes a pepperpot a pepperpot. It is the thing that lets the pot survive. The hurried cook eats the stew the same evening and calls it done. But in Guyana, they will tell you the truth, that a true pepperpot is never really finished. It is only resting, waiting to be lit again tomorrow. 4 servings, 20 minutes to prepare, and 3 hours over a low fire. 3 hours and 20 minutes in all. 2.5 pounds of beef chuck, half a cup of cassareep, 2 sticks of cinnamon, and 4 whole cloves. 1 whole wiri pepper. Wiri, the little round cherry pepper of Guyana. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and a tablespoon of olive oil. It begins with the beef. 2.5 pounds of chuck, cut slowly into chunks the size of a walnut, 2 inches across, no smaller. The pieces must stay big because they will cook for hours, and smaller ones would simply melt away. No searing, no hurry. In a true pepperpot, the beef goes into the pot raw and lets the dark syrup do all of the work. Now, the heart of the pot. Into a heavy iron pot, pour the half cup of cassareep. It falls thick and black and slow, like molasses that has forgotten how to shine. Then the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, the 2 sticks of cinnamon, the 4 whole cloves. Stir them together gently into something dark enough to lose a spoon in. Now the water. 3 cups, poured in slowly, loosening the black syrup until the whole pot turns to a deep, glassy brown. And then the one small thing that gives this stew its name. 1 whole wiri pepper. Wiri, dropped in whole. Never split, never seeded. Left whole, it lends only its perfume, a slow, round warmth, and holds its fire back. A broken pepper would burn the whole night down, so we let it float there, unbroken, patient. Now, the beef. Piece by piece, the chunks of chuck slip below the surface. No pan has seared them. They simply sink into the dark and disappear. Listen, there is almost no sound at all, only the soft give of the meat settling into the syrup and the first slow breath of cinnamon and clove lifting off the pot. Bring it up gently to a boil, only until the surface begins to tremble and the first dark bubbles break. Then down to the lowest flame a stove will hold. Lay the lid on top, heavy and almost closed. From here, the pepper pot asks only one thing of you: time. Long, unhurried, quiet time. And so it simmers. 3 hours, barely moving. The pot breathing once, maybe twice, a minute. Slowly, the beef surrenders. Slowly, the liquid falls and thickens and darkens until it is no longer a broth at all, but an inky, glistening syrup that clings to every single piece. You will know that it is ready when a spoon drawn across the bottom leaves a path that stays. To understand Pepperpot, you follow the cassava. Cassava. Long before any ship arrived, the first peoples of this coast, the Amerindians, lived among the rivers of a land they knew as the place of many waters. They grew a root that could feed a whole village: bitter cassava, manioc, man-e-ok. But the root carried a secret. Raw, it was poison. And here's the quiet genius of it. The people learned to grate the poison root, to press out its juice, and to boil that juice down for hours over the fire. The heat carried the poison away, and what was left behind was cassareep. Cassareep. Dark and bittersweet and utterly safe. A poison turned by patience into a preserver. It was the arawak, and the carib, who first worked this slow alchemy and handed it down, pot by pot. And cassareep did something that felt almost like magic. It kept the meat. In a hot land with no ice, a pot sealed with cassareep could sit and be simmered again the next day, and the next. Fresh meat dropped in at morning, the whole pot brought back to a boil at dusk. Some pepper pots, they say, were never allowed to die, kept alive for weeks, for months. A single pot carried through a whole generation, one fire at a time. And so Pepperpot became far more than a stew. It became the smell of Christmas morning all across Guyana. A pot set simmering before dawn, a whole house waking to cinnamon and clove. It crossed the ocean with the people who loved it, and it followed them wherever they went, to London, to Toronto, to New York, Wherever there is a Guyanese kitchen, there is a pot of pepper-pot quietly darkening at the back of the stove. So this is pepper-pot, beef sunk into a syrup as black as river water, spiced with clove and cinnamon, and one small whole pepper that never quite lets go. Lift the lid, and the steam that rises off it is centuries deep. It is the rarest kind of recipe, one that has survived poison and hunger and the long crossing of an ocean. It survives because it was never trying to impress anyone. It was only ever trying to keep a pot alive and a family fed through one more night. Cut the bread, wake the house, let it simmer one more day, and the table, at last, is set.